is to stay balanced. Look, after a defeat, we always want to kind of like drown in our sorrows and take away from the things that got us to where we are. But it's important to stay consistent, in my opinion. So stay on track. It's easy to kind of lose focus at that stage because your mind drifts onto other things. How, why, when did it go wrong? But we tend not to look at all the positives that kind of got us to this position. And it's just fine tweaks that make a difference. And if you don't train and you don't stay consistent, you're not going to realize what those fine tweaks are. So having a strong mind to stay consistent and making tweaks will always get you to the goal, even though it may deter now and again and take a bit longer, but staying on track is important to reach your final destination. 100%, even when you're winning. So when you're winning, it takes the team around you to make the changes that are needed. So you need like a visionary performance director to be at the top, making sure that changes are being made. And then when I go out and I perform and I lose, then I've got to kind of address and be accountable for my mistakes. So even when people are winning, there's still reasons and there's still gaps in the market as to where we can improve, even when things are going well. Like any business, good quarter, good month, whatnot, but we need to make improvements. Now, for me as an athlete, when I perform and I lose, I have to be accountable for where I can improve, and changes have to be made when winning and when losing. So you got to look at the foundations of what gets me where I've got to in boxing. It's not just based on power, etc., but I did try and adopt a lot of the sweet science because I wanted to improve as a boxer. However, I'm at a stage in my career where to change my whole style can be quite detrimental. And that's why I go back to what I said a minute ago, is tweaks are probably more beneficial than changing the whole system at this level and this time in my career, which I've spent time learning, so it's been good. Not an excuse, but for me personally, looking and weighing things up, I think that, when I have a bit more aggression, take a few more risks, with a lot of my attributes, they will put a lot of opponents in sticky situations rather than other attributes that I tried to adopt. So I had to weigh it up and look at what actually is beneficial for my style, my DNA, my makeup, and I think, being more explosive, combination punching is something that I specialize in. I think if I would have won 3 more rounds, I would have won the fight. It's not massive. It's not a massive situation. If I would have won 3 more rounds, I probably would have won. So it's just small tweaks, and I know there's probably a round or 2 in the fight which were my most dominant rounds, and all that means is start off how those rounds were starting off in the middle round. So if let's say round 10 was a great round for me, take that round 10, put it in round 1, and build from there. That first bell has to be like round 10, and I can build from there. And then I'll go out and I'll get the victory. 3 more rounds, I could have been victorious and still sitting here as champion. So I don't want to look at all the negatives. I've got to take a positive from it and go out there and win, 9 minutes of a fight to be heavyweight champion again. I'm never an underdog, I'm always one of the favorites. I've been at the top of boxing ever since I walked into a boxing gym. I've been at the top of this game. So for me, I'm never going to be an underdog. I deserve to be on top. I work hard enough to be on top. And even if I'm a fraction underneath where the top is, I'll make sure I get back to where I belong. No possibility. I want Alexander Usyk. I want the belts. I think that's a major part in my motivation, is to become 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. And the beautiful thing about it is within my heart and my soul, my spirit, my brain, I know I can do it. I'm not giving any of them credit. They both hurt. Me, and me.
That's the good spirit.
I fought the best. I'm two-time heavyweight champion of the world. I've had the most title defenses. I've got the best resume. I wasn't in the heavyweight division when Fury was in the division. I was still an amateur. I wasn't a professional when Wilder was. These are the guys that they claim as 1, 2, and 3. I came in maybe 4 years later and I've beaten better fighters than them. I've got the most heart. I'm the most resilient. I've seen it all. I've done it all. I've won fights. I've lost fights. I've won my belt, regained it back. That's why I put myself as number 125, because no one can match me when it comes to that. Just be the best version of myself. That's what I'm saying. I said basically, like, I stand by 3 principles, like respect. As a competitor, you have to be willing to fight anybody. And also in this business, when I've done a lot of research, a lot of fighters have made, and athletes have made very, very bad business decisions. So you have to weigh up all 3. And for me, as I said, my principles and morals and where I stand, like the first 2, it goes in line with that. But, you know, for my business managers and my promotional company, if a massive offer came on the table, I'm sure they'll present it to me and I have to look at it. That's all I was saying basically. But for me, the fight's on the table and I'm looking at that seriously. No offers on the table. But if there was a serious offer, I would have to sit down with my team because they're smart guys, I'm a smart guy. We look at what we're doing and we weigh up the options. But that's not to say I'm just doing it for the money. It's never been that. You know what I'm trying to say? I want the belts. As I said, that's my main motivation. Yeah, I do think like that, definitely. Yeah, it would be a regret actually, because yeah, I do think like that. Like, what's the purpose of all this? I've been chasing the undisputed fight for a long time. I went around the world. I collected 4 of the 5 major belts. You know, we paid people well above their pay station to get them interested in the fight. I'm a tough competitor to fight with at any level. So the last one proved to be difficult. So it would be annoying because I really do want to get my hands on that last championship belt. And it's like Lord of the Rings. I would have collected all the rings then, and I think I'll be happy. Yoka is being developed at a great pace. He's under the guidance of Virgil Hunter. I think they're doing a great job with him. He moved stateside, so it shows his dedication as he's obviously from Europe and he's taking that trip to America, which takes some dedication to be away from your family. So I appreciate his efforts. He's an Olympic gold medalist, and I believe once you reach the top as an amateur, you have the potential to reach the top as a professional, because without your amateur pedigree, you'll never be a professional. You have to go through the amateur system to be a top professional. So he's already half/3/4 of the way there. Now, when it comes to people like myself competing with Tony Yoka, I'll fight Tony Yoka any day of the week, like anyone in this division. So good luck to Tony Yoka on his journey. The professional game is amongst serious people who want to not only be at the top, but remain there. Sulaiman Sissoko, phenomenal fighter, one of Tony Yoka's stablemates, along with Joshua Buatsi. I really appreciate the French system as well, and the way they're developing Sulaiman. I've got a lot of time for Sulaiman. He does a lot of promotion outside of boxing. In boxing, we need people like Sulaiman that are promoting boxing to the world, because it's the sport I love, and the more eyes on it, the better for everyone. So I love the combination of Sully and Tony Yoka in France pushing boxing, and everyone in France needs to get behind them, support your people. They're phenomenal characters, phenomenal athletes, Olympic bronze, Sully, Olympic gold medalist, Tony. Those medals are very difficult to get your hands on, especially in a combat sport, so we have to give them their credit as well.